Hey everyone, what is good? What is going on with you guys? Thank you for stopping by on the channel. Halloween, it will be upon us really soon, and I was going to take a few moments just to show you a few different ways of how you can actually do a basic slasher skin torn look with some of the things that you might have around. And let's just go ahead and get into the footage and roll on to. Hey everyone, let's get started. I wanted some of these looks to be very basic, things that you can find, and this look is going to be based on having a slash to the face and being able to use just regular makeup products. So let's just get started, and what I'm going to be using today is I'm going to be using glue and cotton and a Q-tip for this look. And first I want to take an old pencil will do and carve out a small area that I think would be good for the face. Doesn't have to be big. And this is one of those looks that you can do 10-15 minutes and be out the door. You have a party to go to, Halloween party, something basic to kick up that costume. Maybe a Comic-Con or another horror convention. And so this one I hope you find easy to do. We're going to get a little bit more advanced the later on we go. And what I'm doing here is I'm using a non-porous surface that I can put adhesive on and glue that will come up easily. You don't want to put it on anything that you don't want to ruin, so keep that in mind too, because I'm wearing a very old, very loved, don't care about anymore tank top, a lot of holes and a lot of stains. So be mindful to make sure that you're wearing something that you don't care that gets a little dirty. So here I'm going to apply on a Q-tip the area that I set out and carved out a few seconds ago. And if you want this to dry quicker, you can always use a hair dryer and go over it. You need to wait for it to get a little bit tacky so that the cotton you're going to use will stick to it. Be mindful of your hair, just like I did. Now I'm going to use just, I got a large cotton ball, and I am going to pull. And while this is getting tacky, I'm going to just run it through the fingers, because what I'm looking for, this wound is going to be a little bit older, a little bit more easier to maintain if you're going to be busy walking around and you don't want to reapply anything. So it's going to be, I'm using lipsticks and glosses for this look, and what you're looking for is the edges to be scabbed. So that look will require less of a liquid based product for the blood. And you'd be surprised at how many different wounds that there actually are that you can make. So letting this get a little bit more tackier, and then I'll lay this cotton down along the area. Just follow the line. And nothing has to be precise, okay? This is something you want. I want you to have fun with these, okay? These are just things that will make it a little bit gorier, bloodier. This is something just to have fun with, and Halloween is coming upon us. You know, it'll be here before you know it, and I just wanted for you to go ahead and get a start. And maybe you want to practice, maybe you don't, maybe you want to fly by the seat of your pants. That's just as long as you're having fun. I'm going to hone my skills on this channel. I don't know everything, I just know it works for me, and I'm hoping that it works for you. So don't be alarmed. If you're in doubt about an edge, the way it looks, the number one thing that you can do is apply blood. So I'm going to go through and I want to lay these edges down against the skin, something a little bit more smooth, a better transition. Just put some more glue over it. Now if you don't have cotton, you can use tissue paper. Toilet paper, I would recommend that it doesn't have a print in it. nothing that's embossed. And just keep moving it around. You see it might come up, you just lay it back down. It's not that involved. Do not worry. Have some fun. That's what it's all about, right? And that's how I started out. What started it out for me was I had run a photography business for about 15 years, and I was suffering some very a lot of hardships, and I had a neck fusion, and I could no longer put my camera around my neck. I went full studio, and what happened then was there were there were 4 deaths in the family within a 3-month time span. I lost my parents 3 months apart. I had this surgery. Before that, I had a heart surgery. After that, and a month after that, I had skin cancer removed. And then I got hit by a tornado. So I took some time off, basically. After that, I was like, I think I need a break. So after that break, I wanted to do something creative. And one day, I just took glue and eyeshadow. That's all I did. And I created a burn victim look on the face. And I changed the lighting with my photography skills, and I made it look a little bit more like a zombie. And I got positive feedback from my friends and family, and I decided that was a great creative outlet. And so what I did, I decided to challenge myself and come up with a new look every month in a new theme. And I did that for the entire year. And around Halloween, of course, I did 3 looks in a month, because it's Halloween, go big or go home. And I went big, and I started to enjoy it. I started to learn more skills, and so I went through and decided I was going to use the products I had on hand, maybe get a couple new other products and play with it. And that's how I came up with the ability to make the teeth that I create. So see what happens. Taking a break, regrouping, having fun, and doing things like that for yourself, and you'll find maybe another outlet, something that might help you. So do your thing. If it makes you happy, do it. Don't do that. Don't rock the boat. Keep everyone happy, because if you're not happy, no one else is going to be. So I'm going to run a blow dryer through this, make this run a little bit quicker, and I'll get back to painting it in. So now that this area is dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black lipstick and a red lip gloss, and I'm going to fill in the area. I want this area here to be a little bit darker than the red I'm going to apply on the outside, because once it's in the shadow and it's an indentation into the skin, it will fall back and it'll be darker. So that just tip, that's in the shadows will be darker, and if you want to highlight, you lighten it up with a brighter color. So I just get a brush and the lipstick. This is an old lipstick. I keep old lipsticks for looks that I want to apply. I might run out of something that I'm used to normally using, so I keep it, and I keep it separate from my regular makeup. Do not want to apply it on the lips or in the eyes, so be mindful, but it's okay for the face. And just get that in there, and a little bit of black. And if you don't have cotton, or if you're in the FML moment of life, no toilet paper, no tissue, no cotton, oh my goodness, you can go through and just apply more layer of glue, and about 4 or 5 different layers, letting it dry, and you can puncture in the middle and push that glue back so it gives you an edge. But I like this because it's a little bit more noticeable. But you can do this with just glue, absolutely, and that's it, just glue. So alright, now I am using a very thick, very red lip gloss. This has a dough applicator to it, you see that? And makeup products are good with application. They've come a long way than what they used to be. So there are so many things that you can use and find for you. Now see how that's darker, but it's still red. I'm going to show you products that will achieve this look also. We're going to move on in a moment to the things that dipping my brush into. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to feel, because I'm not coloring it the color of my skin, I'm going to go through and just put that edge in completely red. Now, tapping away color. It's easy to do that with certain things, and to tap away color, I have a stippling sponge, and as you see, this is an old sponge from the grocery store, and it has these pockets in it, and this is what I use. I don't buy stippling sponges. You want it to have a different edge or color, you just kind of push it and pinch it until you get what you want. And I want this to come up over the face a little more, and see how I'm going to use that red. So, and you can smudge it. Don't be afraid to use your fingers, get everything bloody, gory. And that is the first look that's easily attainable with glue and lip gloss and lipstick. So I hope you like that look. That's something you use, please tag me, let me know that you're going to use it. And also with some of these, that you can actually save them and put them in a plastic bag and get some more use out of them. Just keep in mind that with things like this, you can let it dry all the way, and you can go back through the next weekend and apply it to this side of your face and just tap it down with some more glue. So I'll be throwing that one away though. And we are going to move on to the portion where I use liquid latex. And if you are allergic to adhesive and liquid latex, they do have things like spirit gum and other products that's sensitive to the skin. Be sure you test your skin so you don't get into any allergic reactions. And in just a moment, I'll show you. Alright, for this next look, it's going to be liquid latex and cotton. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger because I want a deeper wound. Just something basic. Do not be precise. So that's how big this one's going to be. And again, you can find this during Halloween. I've gotten some of these at Walmart, and I'm going to show you the products that are available for this look. There's some things that I don't prefer, I mean that do work, but I do. So you have your cream products, you have your grease paints, and this is what I find. I do like this one because it is a great deal of storage. It has a bunch of colors. If you're going to do a zombie look, you have, you'll notice you have the greenish tint, you know, for necrotic skin. You have the old blood, the bruise, the old blood, the new blood, and black. And this is how it's stored. You see this one's very much loved. And it stays together. It's really good. It stays in the kit. So we're going to use this one, but some of the other things that you do have are cream paints, and these dry but they flake a pretty good bit. It just depends on how long and where you're going to be, if that's something that you're going to like to use. The dark blood, they do have, I have not used this yet, but I do like it, the zombie blood. So it's the black and the red together. It's a little bit darker because zombies are not alive, and when things get necrotic, things turn black instead of dark red. And I like the pans. I just do not like having to store them. You see, I've had to, once taken out of the package, I've had to put it back together and tape it. But love this one, but we're going to use this one today because I need to use some of it. Because actually, and the reason why we're using this one instead of this one is because this one is cheaper. So, and that's what I want to do. I want my channel to be things that you can do and not break the bank. And I think it's important for those that don't want to get into it heavily, those that just want to have fun. And so that's what I recommend, is things that work for you. And I remember when I started and I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it or if I was going to improve on my skills. So I went with some of the most basic and the cheapest products, and I made them work for me, and you can too. So I'm going to take liquid latex. I'm going to have a bigger edge on this one. And I'm just going to lay it down, and I'm going to make sure that I cover up the lines that I put in. You want, again, liquid latex to get tacky. It doesn't take as long as glue. Okay? And I'm going to build up a ridge on this one, and all I'm going to do is push the cotton up a little bit more than what I did on the other one. So you can also just keep applying more latex and push it like the glue, but I wanted you to be able to walk into that party and really wow everyone, something a little bit more than what everyone else has. So I'm gonna let this get tacky here, and same thing with the cotton. Tear off pieces, run it through the fingers. Same thing, we're going to lay it down on the outline. We are going to then put more liquid latex over it. And I'm telling you right now, liquid latex will not come out of hair. It will not come out of clothing. So be mindful about that. Protect your hairline. You can rub some Vaseline through the hairline to make sure. That's a good way to protect it. That's how I do it. And just be careful and have fun. So I'm going to lay this one down. I'm going to pinch this one. Want a sharper line. And continue to do that until you have that line covered up. So it's pretty easy, right? It's not so bad. I just want you all to have fun. I have fun with it. I enjoy everyone's reactions. I mean, when people go, oh, gross, you know, that's that's the best compliment for me, because, you know, I was going for gross. So, and I have enjoyed everyone who's been joining the channel, letting me know they're having fun, recommending looks to do. I'm currently working on Maleficent. Hope to be photographed for filming that one this weekend, weather permitting. And I really enjoyed doing that one. It's a lot of fabrication and more than I was anticipating, but I like the challenge. So I'm going to take more latex here, cotton, and I'm going to start pushing the edge down like I did with the glue. You notice how I took that away from the hair? Yeah. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if you see me one day with half of the head shaven. I mean, my hairdresser's like, what have you done? I'm like, latex. Liquid latex. So she's kind of used to it now. But yeah, if you see me looking weird from time to time, my hair looks a little wonky, that's why, because I wasn't paying attention, and that happens too. But it's okay. I find it funny. Before it was devastating. Like, I can't believe I did that. But now I'm like, hey, if I got the look that I wanted to get, I'm good, right? So make sure whatever tool you're using, even if it's saturating the Q-tip like this, because latex will dry quicker and it will start to pull things up. So just make sure that everything is saturated. See that? Pulling up. Alright. Now, I'm going to take this spatula, and you can get a set of spatulas. I believe I got these at the Dollar Tree. I don't think I've seen anything at the dollar store. I know Michael's and Hobby Lobby have them, but I got a pack of different spatulas. I think I got 4 or 5 of them for $1. So, and while this is wet, I'm going to wet just a little bit of liquid latex so I could smooth this out and push these ridges out. Smooth things down. Alright, and you see how deeper that wound is? It's really going to pop in your looks for this Halloween. I'm going to get to a hairdryer quickly, get this dried, and I'm going to paint it flesh color because I have more skin and I want to be a little bit more three-dimensional with this look with shading and shadow. So I'll pop back in and we'll continue. Alright, now that our liquid latex is dry, what I want to do is I want to color it. I want to powder it first before I color it because it stays tacky and I don't want to ruin any brushes. So just, you know, baby powder, setting powder, whatever you have on hand works. Flour would work just to get the tackiness off of there. Don't ruin your brushes. Don't learn the hard way like I did. And that's the thing, learning the hard way is one of the reasons why I wanted to have this channel. That way you don't have to make the mistakes that I made. And I'm gonna color this in with some flesh color of the foundation. You could color it anyway, you can mix paints, but for an accurate match, I'm going with color the skin and the foundation I've already used. Now you see that liquid latex dries a little bit on the yellowish side, and this use that to your advantage. If your look is going to be a zombie with skin becoming necrotic, use it. Now this is a little bit lighter, but what you're looking for is something that you want it to see how it protrudes out from the skin a little bit more than the glue. And so I'm going to take the red color pan, clean brush, and get some red in there. And the reason why I made this edge a little bit wider is because I'm only going to go so far up in this area, a little bit more three-dimensional. Shading, shadow. So there's the red in the pan. Be sure to store it properly. And these last longer. I like the grease paints. So now I am going to bring up scab blood on this edge here. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take another red and black. So let me look for a little bit of, I'm going to use a little bit of this cream paint just to show you that it is easy to use. It doesn't take a lot, and because it doesn't move, it's not as much. I'm going to use, now this is a very bright, this vampire blood will run, and that's what we're looking for in this look, but we want a little bit darker around the edges. To mimic scab look. I'm going to test it on my hand. It's very dark. I'm just going to go up through the edge here. I'm going to take a stippling sponge. I'm going to use an edge instead of this one because I don't want the full effect. I want to go to a smaller area. And I'm going to get that black saturated. There we go. See how that looks a little bit more aged and scabby? I never thought I'd be saying scab so much. Right? Exactly. And you see how it looks older and it's not going to run, but I'm going to have to make, and this is what I'm talking about, go and adjust. Nothing's precise, just adjust it as you can. So the black here, And I'm going to tap that in to that red. There we go. So the inside's darker, the outside's lighter, and you have a skin layer based. You don't like your edge, you can put more cotton and smooth it down. So that is the other look, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to remove. And these are the things that if you want to, you can pre-make these. You can take it off, right? Just like that. Store it on a piece of plastic, and you can put this on 5 minutes before you leave, applying liquid latex or your glue, and just pop it on. If you decide you don't want it there, you decide that you're going to lay it right here for a better look. But as you can see, it's flexible, it's got a ridge line, and you can reuse this for a little bit. It will start to disintegrate after a while, but store them and find out, you know, what you can get by with. That's how I did it. Alright, so this next look, I'm going to get cleaned up and come back, and think I'm just going to, hey, we're going to wing it. We're doing it, right? We're going for it. So this is going to be Scar Wax, and a little bit more precise. This is the wound that's fresh, that's just been done, and there's no coagulation, and it is a little bit more precision. So in this look, what I'm going to do is get an idea of where I want it, and I'm going to fill in everything, the whole thing, the whole area, with liquid latex, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of Scar Wax down and then push that out up on the skin. Now, if you've seen, I got a how to make your own Scar Wax tutorial, and this will save you a lot of time and money. And so I'm going to scoop out just a little bit. I think would be a good start. So about that much. You can add more later. That's cool. I'm actually going to color mine with the foundation at this time. I tend to leave my Scar Wax as is until I need to apply it. But if you want to make your Scar Wax whatever color you need it to be, do that when you make it. Pull off a little bit and make it. I tend to wait, and I have made red Scar Wax because there were some, I was running out of red paint, and I didn't want to paint everything and spend my time painting. See? So I decided just to make red Scar Wax, and it saved me a lot of grief. So, and with this one, what I'm going to do is, I got it colored. You can tell it's a little bit different, but this will stop you from changing the texture of a brush or a sponge. If you needed to color it, you could add a layer of spirit gum or some other adhesive. That way you could put color over it, but if you touch this directly, you're going to put texture into it, and we're trying to avoid that part. And I'm going to make mine into a sausage and roll it out. Alright. About like that. And while this is tacky, I'm going to put it right down in the center. Break off what you don't need. Tap things in. You may need a little bit more with the latex in certain areas. Lift it, apply it. That's fine. And I like to use Scar Wax for seamless edges, because I most of the time sculpt on my face cast, and if I need to cover a seam, I break the Scar Wax out. Now, what I'm going to do here is show you how to manipulate Scar Wax using your tools. Clean your tools off. Got this one clean, and I usually put, you see I put things on the back of my hand. I'm going to put a little bit of Vaseline, and I'm going to begin to smooth out this wax. just makes for a better blend into the skin. And if it starts lifting up, and it will, it's telling you that you need to apply more Vaseline to your tools. And this is why I like to make my own scar wax. I know how my lights affect it. The environment that I'm working in. Let me turn this. So here we go. I'm not being as precise, but you can see where it lifts up, and then get that spatula, get that Vaseline. Alright. There we go. I think I'm going to stop right here so I can move on and not make this video very long. Alright. So this is where you're going to want to go in with a different tool. You can use the tip end of spatulas. You could use this, but I'm going to go with what I'm used to using. In my little kit here, I'm going to pick out, let me see, what I want. I want this one because I like the edge of it. Isn't that nice? Nice little tool. And also dip your tools, all tools, into Scar Wax. And I'm going to go through you see how it just kind of falls on its own down the skin that was ripped versus the skin that was cut. And I'm going to start lifting that edge a little bit. And this is easy. Take your time with it. Again, if your tools, you'll know when your tools are not working. Go back through. And here's the thing. Let's say I don't like it. I want to start over. That's how easy. Smooth it out. See, even I didn't like what I first did. So how about that, huh? You get to see me go through the motions, and this is what it's about. I want a better slice, so there. Alright. Now with this one, this is going to be a look I'm going to mess around with throughout the night. So I'm going to go in and let it bleed. Here's the thing, let it bleed. I also have, you can find this blood as well. They're both bright. Now I have my own mixture in here, but I like the way that it's sprayed, and I can take that dark black and red and just kind of make the inside. You know how those cuts look. You don't really see much on the inside at first. It takes a while. And that's how I like to leave these. But I'm going to show you real quickly. Get the squirt bottle. Find you something that works. And just like all other wounds, let it bleed. Let it bleed. And it will eventually. Let it go where it wants to. If that's your thing, you can start tapping it to get it to stop. And that right there is how you can achieve a look. Set it on the outside. I currently use a setting spray, and I just go through and kind of set everything so it doesn't run, doesn't move. You see that it's a little bit more natural. So play with it and have fun. So I hope this was fun for you guys. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button if this was something that you're going to be doing. Don't forget to tag me in your looks. I would love to see what you guys come up with this Halloween season, and if you'd like to vote and on my next look and find other videos and other looks I've done in the past, you can find me on my social media links below, Instagram and Twitter. And I had fun. I love the fact that you guys got to hang out with me. So leave your comments and questions below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.